Hey everybody, welcome to Codename Secret. I'm Rev, your host, and today we're going to talk about a new introduction that took place in Vault version 1.15, rotation schedule. This is a really nice and cool thing that HashiCorp has implemented for the database secret engine. Why? Well, it allows the secret for your account or your role for your database to live longer than the authentication token that got the secret from Vault. Why is that such a big deal? If you've ever used Vault in the past, you love the concept of dynamic secrets. However, you may hate the fact that you have to have an auth token live a lot longer than you want it to. From a security standpoint, that drove me absolutely up the wall. With this new release, it is an awesome thing. And we're going to go ahead and do a quick proof of concept on that. Here's how it works. Let's check it out. The rotation schedule is, as you see here, a cron style that will define the schedule when rotations will occur. Some prerequisites: A, you have to have Vault. Two, you have to have a database. In our example, we're using a free Postgres database. Next, you need to have something that can auth into Vault to get the secret out of Vault. Here we're going to use an app role that I spun up, and it has a very simple policy that allows us to read and update a database credential. Update really isn't necessary. I don't know why I put it in there, but it did. Now, I recommend you check the Vault documentation to show you which one the rotation schedule is applicable to. Here, we're going to be using Vault, again, 1.15, and we're going to be using Postgres database. In order to make both of these play together nicely, there are a few things that we have to do. We have to have a database established already. Here, you can see that I've already got some Postgres databases established. And you want to make sure that you have some roles established. We'll be using Vault Test. First, let's go ahead and configure the Vault database engine. Make sure that the secrets engine is enabled. Here, we can see that I do not have the database secrets engine enabled yet. So let's go ahead and do that. And that's a simple command as you saw. Vault secrets enable, and then if you want to give a description, give one. If you don't give one. That easy. Then enable the engine that you're needing. In this case, it's database. So here, we can see that we're testing the rotation schedule. To configure the database. So this command that you see here is a vault write command. This is going to be the name of the configuration for the database that we're working with. In this case, it's a Postgres database, which is part of your prerequisites. You have to have vault and a database. You can have multiple database configurations under a single engine. You want to reference the plugin name that's appropriate for the database type you're using. And in this example, though not recommended for production, is allowed roles, meaning any is the asterisk, it's a wildcard. You want to make sure that you do this according to what your requirements are. In your connection URL, you will have to configure it this way as a Vault 1.15. You can't just put username and password. It will throw an error telling you that it found a username and password in the string. So variable username, password at your SQL address, in this case it's localhost, your port, and the name of the database. Here you reference the username and the password. So we'll hit enter. We can see now that the database is configured. You can always verify that, and we recommend always to verify that by reading the configuration. And there you have it. You can see that I have any of the allowed roles, connection details, and the plugin name. Next thing is we have to create a role inside Vault that ties back to the database. We can do our write command to create a static role that allows Vault to manage that static role, and it's Vault Test, and we have a user down here called Vault Test, and it has the capability to connect to the Postgres database. And what we're going to be doing is every hour, Vault Write, database, static roles, Vault Test, DB, name, in this case, is not the name of your actual database, but rather the database configuration we did just a moment ago. That's why we see example underscore DB. Don't put the name of the actual database. You will get an error. Next, you have the username that you're going to be rotating, and then you're going to have the schedule for that rotation. Here we press enter, and what's funny about this is it doesn't spit back that it was a successful write. However, if we do a vault list database slash static roles and hit enter, you can see vault test is right there. And then you can even do a vault read database, static roles, the name of that role, and you can see what its configuration is. The credential type is password. The database name, again, is the database config that it's working with, what the rotation schedule is. And we don't have any rotation statements. We just have a rotation schedule. So now let's go ahead and get that secret. We're going to do that by doing an app role authentication. So let's authenticate. Now, my token only has 30-second time to live to show that the password is still going to be good after the auth TTL expires. So we have to move quick. Authenticated. Oh, goodness. 30 seconds is going by fast. Do a vault login. Permission denied. My token expired. Or I didn't get the full token. So now we're going to do a vault read database static creds vault test. We've got our password. You can see that our password is going to rotate in 17 minutes. Now, why is that? Well, the reason for that is because of the time. It's set to rotate once every hour. And if we look at the date and time right now, it's currently the 26th of December and it is 12 minutes or 12 hour and 42 minutes in the day. My token, we can see, is now expired. And I've copied my password from earlier. So now let's go ahead and open up SQL Shell. We're going to connect to my local host. We're going to say database Postgres. We're going to say port 5432, my username, vault test, and then we're going to paste in password that I just got out of Vault. There's that password I got out of Vault, and you can see I authenticated successfully. And I'm just going to put in a bogus password now. Password was wrong. But if I come back over here and I do this SQL shell command again, and I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I put in Vault test, and again, I put in the correct password. Again, I'm in. It works. But we can see that my token for my authentication expired after 30 seconds. The password for my database stayed active and available even after parent token expired. It also allows for that secret to be changed periodically. You can set it to an hour, every half hour, 30 days, 90 days, 120 days, 5 minutes, whatever your need is. It's going to make your life a little bit easier. Thanks for watching. I hope you found something useful out of this. Make sure you like, subscribe, all those wonderful things. Drop a comment if you have a question. Send me a line if you want me to try something out. Cheers. Take care. And remember, let's keep those secrets secure so the bad guys don't get them.